You got everything you need?
I think we've got everything we need.
All
We're
set up?
Just about set up.
Just
nearly
waiting
there.
to go?
Yep.
Okay,
Wonderful, great.
that's
Thank you,
wonderful.
Barb.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Matt. It's my pleasure to welcome you today to the Fair Trade Market at GBC. So many different colours and flavours here, lovely things to buy and see. Welcome and shop big. Have a great day.
Fair Trade Market is where all the stall holders, as you will see, bring products that come from other countries, and it's all 100% slave-free. And that's what we're wanting to do, to help support other countries and lift them out of poverty. We have about 18 stalls here today, and they range from all sorts of home goods to clothing, and there's a great array.
We're a group of businesses, an association of business members that are all about supporting the mission of fair trade, which is to alleviate poverty through fair trade practice. So instead of a charity model where you're giving money, you're actually empowering people to build their own businesses and to work with them in a fair trading way. So that means paying them well, ensuring that they've got good working conditions, but primarily it's about giving access to market for disadvantaged producers that may not otherwise have access to our market here in Australia. Imagine that you are somebody living in Sri Lanka and you're making these brushes. They can't make much money just selling that to their local community in Sri Lanka. But if they have access to market here, we can actually help them to build their business, build their community that helps to bring them out of poverty.
I'm here today just to do a bit of shopping, and we saw the ethical trade, so we thought we'd come in and have a look. We just appreciate what we've got and what other people don't have, you know. And if you can help them out, well, you know, and just make an even playing field in the world. Like, I think it's just, you know, sometimes we forget of what we've got, and then other people struggle just to make a little ornament or something for their everyday needs to survive and live and buy food and buy all those things that we take for granted. I think if everyone did one little bit along the way, I think it all adds up to a bigger picture, and then hopefully they have a better life.
Well, we're selling lots of things from Africa and Madagascar and Cambodia. Japanese porcelain, and so these are the artisans that are here. So they actually hand cut everything and then they make the silver. So yeah. His name's Shrang, and he's actually making these beautiful rings that are just here. Okay, so this one here is actually this one here. So these are the samples that he's made for us, and we've got a whole nother order coming. They cut the pieces of porcelain, and what we actually then do is we tell them what we'd like them to be in, so whether it's brass or silver. Okay? And every pair of earrings or jewellery or necklace that they make actually helps support their families in them. So, and you know, each piece is a work of art. So not every earring is actually a pair identical. But, you know, every piece tells a story. People want to relate to people, so if we can tell the story, sometimes the story is more important than the product. So people fall in love with the story and maybe fall in love with the people that actually make the product, and then they go, oh great, that's fantastic, I love that basket, I love the story, I love the lady, let me take it and support that person. The fact that everything's handmade is a bonus because, you know, so many things are made in factories these days, particularly with fair trade and also in third world countries. That handicraft skill is being lost. So all of our fair traders here are actually here to help keep the handicraft alive. So rather than a person going to work in a factory, they might get lower pay. If they're working with their handicrafts, then the handicraft will be passed on from generation to generation.
This is my thing, right? Because I am really pale, so it is about this bit here. Buying a fair trade hat, one of the things I love about it is it's not necessarily like some completely, you know, off a factory line. I think people should be paid fairly for what they do, and it has such a massive impact on their day-to-day life. So, you know, we're very lucky, I think, in this country. Yeah. So it's the least we can do.
It's about people.
Karen, your coffee.
Live a full life.
Fair Trade Market has been an annual event here at GBC, and here we're all about showcasing a social context of purchasing and making very social decisions about where materials and labour is used to generate products that you might buy elsewhere.
I really like fair trade at the ethics of it, so it's something that's really important to me. You can live a much more ethical life. I really try not to buy anything that's not fair trade. So I've got a bunch of stuff in here. I've got myself a new chopping board, oven mitt, so I've got my kitchen set up nicely now. That's one of the Indigenous ones. This is this great company, Better World Arts. I've got a bunch of gifts for my daughter. This incredible bracelet from Colombia. These are some sorts of beads they collect off the ground and then turn them into these bracelets. And I think it's something that she'll really like, but more than that, it's about people having a better life. You know, it's about not having to suffer. I think my father's got a really interesting story growing up like dirt poor. When I originally heard this story of how my father grew up as a child, I really understood the true meaning of the words or the phrase dirt poor. And so you don't want people to have to grow up like that. So this helps contribute to a better world, giving people that slightly better life.
This is a fabulous opportunity for us to sell our products and for me to be able to support those women in Uganda. And the reason I really started was everyone's so desperately poor over in Uganda. It's about 50% unemployment. Well, I guess I'm part of the mix. I'm part of promoting fair trade, talking about, you know, people should be paid fairly for their beautiful work. They spend a lot of time making it, and why shouldn't people in Uganda have the same opportunity, earn money like we do in Australia, be able to properly care for your children, and you know, they're just the same as us. They have the same hopes, the same aspirations, and they should have the same opportunities to be able to live a full life.
Hello again everyone, it's great to see so many of you here at GBC's Trade Fair. We'll be doing little interviews throughout the day, and right now I'm here with Kim from EcoMax.
All my products are fair trade and they're handmade by women in Sri Lanka. I work with a group of women over there and I have been doing for about 12 years. You know, fair trade is how everybody should do business because it's so important that you know that people are getting paid the correct wages, transparent supply chains and things like that. It's just been a wonderful project being able to be involved with our women in Sri Lanka.
My name's Barbara and I represent an organisation called Palestine Fair Trade Australia. These are absolutely stunning. So these is all embroidery, handmade embroidery. They're made by women, mostly refugee women in Gaza, from an organisation called Sulafa, which is funded by the United Nations. This is a cushion cover and you can see, the exquisite amount of work that goes into something like this. The more we sell, it's like any other product, the more you sell of something, then the more the money goes back to the women, and it is women who are making this stuff. Every little bit that we can help financially is of assistance, it's a good thing. And because they're fair trade, we know that the women are getting a better wage for the work, and it's a lot of work that goes into these products.
I would say to someone who hasn't considered buying ethically, just to think a little longer about the product in their hand. Someone had to make it. Like for a t-shirt, for example, you know, the cotton had to be grown, someone had to pick the cotton, then transport the cotton to a factory and then make the t-shirt, and then it gets sent to the store. And I feel like explaining the process to someone really helps put in mind how things just don't appear in the store. And so just thinking about how did this product get here, and then knowing that it was made safely and ethically, I think is the most important part.
If the overseas artisans were here today to see their products being sold, I think they wouldn't be able to believe it. They'd be over the moon to see the things that they have made being brought to make a difference in their lives.